Today I'm going to show you how to clean your stencils after using them. So I'm just going to speed through the part where I actually use the stencil. I just removed the back and I am rubbing down to remove all the air bubbles and make sure the stencil is stuck. And then I am using our Tucker Trade Company chalk paste in bright white. We have this available on our website now. And I'm using the method where I put down some paste and lift as I go. So chalk paste does dry really quickly, and you don't want it to dry in your mesh openings because then it will lift up with your stencil. So I like to use this method and it works really well for me. So I am just going to quickly finish this sign and adding my chalk paste, and then I will show you how I cleaned the stencil. So like I said, chalk paste does dry really quick. So I like to wash out my stencil as soon as I'm done painting with it. And I just get the whole stencil wet first, and then I kind of let it, it's just like soaking in that water a little bit to just kind of soften that paste that's on there. And I'm just using this speedball frame to make it a little easier as a support for my stencil. It's just a 12 by 18 speedball frame that has a mesh in it, so the water kind of just goes through that mesh, which is really nice. So I'm just using our trigger jet nozzle, and I do use a very soft bristle brush. I can't express enough that it should be a soft bristle brush, and do not be aggressive with it. I'm just lightly rubbing over it just to kind of loosen up that chalk paste, and I am only rubbing on the front side. I do not rub at all on the side with the adhesive. And I personally only use water and this brush to wash my stencils. I don't use any sort of like chemicals or really anything. I don't use any soap. I don't use whatever. I just only, whether it's speedball ink that I'm washing off or acrylic paint or chalk paste, I just use water in this brush. And if the outside of your stencil, like around your openings, is a little bit stained from the pigment in your paint, that's fine. You just want to make sure you're getting out all of the paint, paste, ink, whatever you're using, out of all the mesh openings in your stencil. You don't want to leave any dry in the mesh openings, because then when you go to use your stencil again, it will block, obviously, the next layer of paint from getting through. So all I'm doing is making sure that all my mesh openings are clear of paste, and that looks good. All right, so the last thing left to do is to protect your adhesive, and you're going to want to do that by adding the carrier sheet back on or by using one of our release sheets. So for this, I'm just going to lay my stencil on a flat surface while it's wet with the adhesive side up, and add on my carrier sheet to the same side that I removed it from, which is why I marked my carrier sheet with the word back on it, so I knew what side to add it to. So that is one method. Another method is to use our release sheets that we just added to the website. So if you don't want to use the clear carrier sheet, or you're having problems lining it up exactly, you can also use our silicone coated release sheets. So these are available in 11 by 14 size. So if you want to use it for our 12 by 18 stencils, you would just need to use 2 sheets. So again, you just lay your stencil on your flat surface upside down with the adhesive side up. And for this, I'll just add 2 release sheets. And then you can always just add a piece of tape where that seam is to make it a little bit more sturdy. But once you have your silicone release sheet added the way you want it, and you can just flip it back over and leave it on a flat surface to dry. And then once it's completely dry, you're ready to use it again.